or you can ask me questions and I just answer?
Yeah, or you can
Okay.
just in general tell me about your story. So,
Okay.
like, when and why did you start physical therapy?
I have been in physical therapy multiple times through the years for different issues, but I fractured my femur it'll be 8 years ago in September, and I had 122 physical therapy visits as part of my rehab. And during that time, I had 4 different physical therapists, but I think I've had a total of 10 through the years. And a friend told me about Cassie and really thought Cassie could help me. So I've really had chronic pain for the last 8 years. And Cassie has changed my life because she has taught me how to prevent the pain, but also once I'm in pain, how to get out of the pain, which has really been, key for my recovery. And she's really very different than any physical therapist I've ever worked with. She puts her hands on you, and in some ways I would describe it as almost like a chiropractic visit, but it's not that. But anyway, Cassie's very dedicated to her profession. She's always talking about different classes she's taking. It's not a job for her, it's a passion for Cassie. And she's also the only physical therapist I've ever worked with that says, please email me, I want to know what's going on with you. She responds quickly with suggestions, new exercises. She sends you videos of exercises to make sure you're doing it right, and then she follows up at your next visit to be sure that you have the form correct so that you're getting the maximum benefit from it. So it's the only physical therapist I've ever not gotten tired of and was ready to leave before they were ready to release me. And I might also add that my insurance did not cover Cassie, and I paid for it out of pocket, and I would do it again without hesitation because my result has been that good.
That's amazing. That's great. So you're still on your journey. What's kind of like the goal for you to be able? Is there something you wish you could do when you're done? Or?
I told Cassie my ultimate goal would be if I could walk and be pain-free. That would just be a miracle for me. There certainly was a time after I had to have 2 surgeries on my femur, and there was a time I was not sure I was going to walk again. And then as I got better, I wasn't sure I would be able to walk without a limp. And I'm doing both of those. And this is interesting. I went to UT Southwestern and saw orthopedic surgeons and back doctors, and I've had MRIs and all of that. And no one diagnosed the problem because my right leg is shorter than my left leg from the injury. I have sciatic nerve pain, and it was Cassie that identified the sciatic nerve pain, and then we began to do exercises that strengthen the muscles around that to alleviate the sciatic nerve pain. And so it's been a really interesting journey, but worthwhile because I keep seeing progress, which is very exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good to hear. So you would recommend Body Gods?
Absolutely. It's a very unique place. First of all, I think people are always concerned about cleanliness, and I've been here many times, and it's always spick and span clean, and Cassie has her disinfectant that she's putting on the table and everything in the room. The personnel is so nice, and they call me to remind me of the appointment, or if I'm not scheduled, they'll call to say, do you need to get on the schedule? And it's just a very warm and inviting place. And one of the wonderful things, I've been to physical therapists that just pass me off to the physical therapy tech. And Cassie stays with you the entire time. I've also been to physical therapists that had maybe 4 patients booked at a time, and they just go from one patient to the next, and you feel like you're part of a rotation, but you are paying full price, but you get a quarter care. But Cassie is not that way at all. I'm her only patient. She's completely dedicated to me during the time I have scheduled, and that has been awesome as well.
That's amazing. Great. Well, do you have anything else you want to add?
I really love Cassie. I think she has changed my life, and I think she really has a gift. It's more than just a passion. She loves to teach you. That's a cool thing too. She pulls out the skeleton and twists it and shows you exactly what's going on, and I'm a visual learner, so that's really helpful for me when she shows me, and she also is really hands-on. This is an example of one of Casey's tricks. I have a sagging hip because one of my legs is shorter, and so I never knew this, and Cassie took me in the parking lot, made me walk, and told me, and it's funny because if my husband had told me this, I would have argued with him for 30 minutes that it was not the truth, that was not the case, except when Cassie told me, she brought me in, she made me walk in front of the mirror, and I could see it. And so you cannot change something you do not identify. Once you identify it and put in the effort, you can change it. And so that's something Casey has taught me as well. And she's beautiful and she's fun and always inspiring.